Hello everybody, this is my video for submission for Battle Chef Brigade. I ran this a couple years ago. I think it might have been like 4 years ago at this point. Been lost. COVID sort of turned everything into a temporal anomaly, so I don't remember how long ago anything was. So yeah, my name's Ramsey Fox. I'm the world record holder for this game. So the one sentence summary for Battle Chef Brigade, it is a platform brawler match 3 puzzle Iron Chef simulator, and if you're interested to see how that works, well, let me show you. One of the great features of this game is, let me go to the options here, is this, a speed run mode. This is going to let us hold the A button and skip all dialogue on the first available frame. Or most dialogue, at least. Some of them we do have to mash through, because it's kind of a rush, kind of added at the last minute thing. The devs were awesome. This was developed by Trinket Studios, a 3-man team out of Chicago. Tom, Eric, and Ben. Originally published by Adult Swim Games. The Trinket guys have been awesome. Been nothing short of spectacular. So this video is going to be a normal mode run. I will be submitting a separate video for the hard mode speedrun and explaining the differences as we go. But for now, let's just do a normal run. I'm going to be putting an estimate on this of 110. Probably 105 is probably a more accurate estimate, but just a little leeway just in case. Or if you have any donations incentives you want to throw in there or whatever. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. We do it to mash through the first part. So we are in the land of Victusia, a high fantasy land of orcs and elves, magic and monsters. We're playing the role of Mina Han. She dreams of joining the Battle Chef Brigade, or the paramilitary elite group of battle chefs that roam the country, solving problems, fighting monsters, etc. But Mom won't let her leave the restaurant. The cooking. Oops. I did this in the... I did that same thing in the Midwest Speedfest run. Mom won't let her leave the restaurant. The cooking is a match 3, as you can see. There's 3 different elements. Fire, earth, water. And 3 different levels. Level 1, 2, and 3. We have to get 50 points worth of ingredients, and right now they're taking way too long, so we're just gonna bail. The fastest way to do this part is to get 3 eggs, which you get from the birds helping out, but they were taking way too long, so we're gonna let them go. So Mom won't let us leave to join the proving tournament, which is where you prove your worth, and the elite few get to join the Battle Chef Brigade. So with the help of our sister, we're going to run away from home. So she's going to show us some of our magic moves here, like daggers, the whirlwind. We're kind of like a rogue, if you had to like put Mina into like a kind of a standard archetype there. She's got like a teleport move, this movement dash, which is very important. She's going to give us a cookie jar. We equip that over the bag. That's going to save us about a couple minutes, here in about 15 minutes. So, what do? We run away from home and we join the line for the proving tournament. Mina's a speedrunner of her own, so she's going to skip the line. Get a room at the inn for the week. And promptly sleep through orientation. Thankfully, people here are helpful, so they're going to help us out. So yeah, the story so far, we want to join the Battle Chef Brigade. Mom says no. So what do? We run away from home. We steal money from Mom to pay for the entry fee. We cut in front of line, and then we sleep through orientation. So what a hero, right? So these are kind of like the set pieces of the whole game. Are these kind of like... Iron Chef style cooking battles. You have a theme ingredient, in this case Karana. Judges, in this case Kieran, wants earth. And we have 5 minutes to cook the best dish we can, but we're speedrunning, so we don't want to take 5 minutes. Instead, we want to serve a dish with the lowest score we can that will still win. So what we've done is we have gone through fight by fight and sort of made a range, try to figure out the range that the opponents can get, because they will not get the same score every time. They will get around the same scores every time. And so we've come up with recipes that will beat those scores. Ideally. So in that case, we just needed one Piranha Stomach. We got lucky. The monster drops are RNG. We needed one King Bean, which always spawns in the same spot on the left. And we needed one level 3 Earth Gem, because the flavor request is the most gems of one type. So we're out of money. You see it says 0 money there. Well, it doesn't say 0 money right now. So we're going to do some mini games around town, which is how we're going to get money. We could beat the game with no money, but getting money is going to be how we buy some equipment and buy some stuff that's going to save us a ton of time as we go. So this is Belkior. He is like the puzzles, alchemy kind of thing. The key to his stuff, especially early, is just to keep stuff matching. Only one thing can be matching at a time. So just keep things lined up so that one thing is always matching. Next, we move on to Huntress Thorn. She's hungover, she's sarcastic, she's the best. And she teaches us how to, use our abilities. Teaches more about the area, the monsters, etc. So we got that uppercut, which is cool for like vertical movement. We've got that down stomp, which is not so much. We've got that dodge. That dodge is basically our fastest movement. We're going to use that as much as we can around town. How we're going to move is a series of hops and dashes, because there's going to be a little bit of lag. Or not lag, but a cooldown if you dash on the ground. So both those first two, green-blue, both the first two gave us 25 money. And now we're at Pantita's restaurant, and we will not be earning 25 money, because at the restaurant, we work for tips. We're going to earn money. We're going to earn a base of 15 coins, plus 1 coin for each dish we complete. We complete a dish in this game by matching the requested pattern anywhere in the dish. For this first day, there's 4 different requests, not counting the first 2, which are always the same. These requests are random. I do not know which one is coming next. I do not know what the board is going to look like. They're randomly generated. I have to react to these in real time. Most of these boards take between 1 and 3 moves to complete, but occasionally you'll get kind of a gross one.
Thank you so much.
We have to do 4 of these. 3 of these are required. We are required to do all 3 of these mini games today. We're required to do 2 more of these, and I'm going to voluntarily do 1 more later on to get a whole heap of money. Ew. No. Gross. Okay. I'm hoping for about 50 coins. 46 is a little on the low side. That's going to make it a little tough later. So we're going to take the coins we got and go shopping. We're going to buy this fire pot. The fire pot... Oops. Sell it back on accident. Fire pot is a match 2 instead of a match 3, but only for fire. And buy some starter ingredients, which are kind of little heaps of level 1 ingredients. And now we're going to challenge Thrash again for the first proper battle. Here, not Kitchen Stadium, that's copyright. Instead, we're going to go to Kitchen Coliseum with not Chairman Kaga, that's copyright. That's a different person. This is Chairman Comet. And a Battle Bow Run with a Fire Judge. Thankfully, we just bought that fire pot. And we're going to cook the starter stuff down. And we're just going to serve it. We didn't even leave the kitchen. These first 2 fights, we're going to do the minimum we can. I forgot the split. Oh my goodness. Oh well. So we lose half our points up front for not including the theme ingredient, but we get 50 points for matching his theme, fire. The point system is just purely based on what gems you have. Level 1 gems are 1 point, level 2 gems are 5 points, level 3 gems are 25 points. Matching the flavor request is 50 points, and we'll be getting some books, which give you additional challenges to gain a whole bunch of extra points. So yeah, we're going to be hopping and dashing through town. We have to be careful because the hop button is the same button as the talk button, and we don't want to talk to people. We had to hold the right bumper there to leave the practice kitchen, but we can actually buffer that.
Prepare yourself.
We can actually hold that during that whole sequence, and it'll count as holding it. So we're challenging Leonid for our second battle. There are another set of mini puzzles, mini games available today. We're not going to be doing them. Got Battle Dragon. They want us to fight a dragon. I don't want to fight a dragon. So instead, I'm going to hope that there's a water sauce. This chest has a random sauce, or two. It didn't have a water sauce, so I'm going to have to get an egg. The eggs are powerful ingredients. They're a pair of level 2 water ingredients, or they can be I think that's enough points. I forgot how many points I need.
Scrumptious.
80 points.
Delightful.
I'm over 80.
I did it.
Probably supposed to put in the bean instead. We get these water drops. Each person you fight gives you sort of their signature prize for beating them. Most of them we're not going to use. A couple of them, however, are crucial, such as the one we get tomorrow. I jump on the bed in between days, because there's almost always text in between days. Here's one of the books. This book in particular is not particularly good. But the books give you a bonus per dish that meets the requirements. This one, that book is you have to use all the ingredients that a particular monster drops, which that's not very useful. And it only gives you 25 points. So we're not going to be using this. Caesar first fight with 2 judges. First fight in the Skylands, and the first fight with this glorious galaxy outfit. Just awesome. In the fire pot, I stagger them like that, alternating columns, because otherwise they don't match correctly. The matching takes a certain amount of time. There's nothing you can do to speed it up. So, the only way to go faster is to multitask. So, by staggering like that, I can go out and gather all the ingredients, and it'll continue to cook all the way down while I'm out there. And then, by getting the Versket tail and setting it up in that way, that will cook while I turn the other dish in. Just try to maximize the amount of cooking time that I spend doing other things.
I did it.
But we are beating some of these fights by ooh, gold split Caesar. Makes me wonder if I forgot to do something. I don't think so. Alright, and day 4 is Ziggy. We're not going to buy anything else from the store until almost the end of the game. We're going to use just that pot and those starter ingredients this whole time. So I need 2 wind fruit. These are at the top of the stage. We got this So Caesar gave us the Stoic Pan, and what this does is it is a match 4 instead of a match 3, but it will match it all the way from a level 1 to a level 3. Mina has that teleport move, which is just enough range to jump from
That's it.
that ledge up a level. There, the intended way is a air current on the right side of that stage. You're intended to kind of go up a series of wind currents. You can skip it by jumping, doing an uppercut, and a teleport. You have just enough space, if the enemies are in the right spot, to
True pity.
use your teleport
Totally in that.
and skip it. And you have just enough time to make that first cycle of the wind fruit, because they are on a global cycle from when the match starts. So after the first 4 days, a fight breaks out in town. Kieran and Shiv get at it. Mina tries to save the day by throwing her dagger, and then gets in trouble for throwing a dagger in a city. Silly goose, you can't be throwing daggers in a city. What if you hit some poor innocent person? So we get kicked out of the tournament. We have to go home and face the wrath of Mom, who we stole money from, by the way. So she's not happy. So now, this is why we unequipped that satchel. That satchel gives us extra inventory spaces, which sounds great. But it says fill pantry, X out of 10. If we had that satchel equipped, it would say out of 12. If you could somehow get extra inventory spots, it would say even more. So, we're trying to we have to do 3 days of ingredient gathering. So, we want to minimize, that is like this.
Thank you, dear.
We want to minimize that. And we also have to, while we're doing the ingredient gathering, I call it kind of a reverse escort mission. We have to keep these birds alive long enough to kill them ourselves. So if the plants eat them, then we lose out on an ingredient. If the birds eat an ingredient and make an egg, it's a little annoying, wastes a little time, but we're net the same number of ingredients. Waiting for the monsters to respawn is a real time waste. You might have noticed some of the monsters have like kind of a black glowing aura around them. That's resulted in some of the gems being broken like that, which will break if you rotate them too many times. And some of the gems becoming poison like that, they will explode if you rotate them too many times. But if you match 3 poison in a row, you unlock an upgrade timer, which will upgrade a gem 1 level, whatever gem is there. Whoa. See, this bird is having a day. Get out of here. So this is the last day of here. And this is a 2-minute restaurant rush, which is unpaid because we're working for Mom and Mom doesn't pay us. So this is a good time for a handbrake or a restroom break, or in the case of a marathon, a donation break. Since I didn't really go over it, the mechanic of the match 3 is rotation. So we have this like 2x2 grid here, and we get to rotate it. We can rotate it left, so like clockwise or counterclockwise. Like clockwise or counterclockwise. And we're free to rotate it however we want. So it's actually really open as far as match 3 games. There's not a lot of restrictions.
Uh-oh.
like I said, this is completely optional, but I do have a restaurant rush coming up of dishes about this difficulty. So this is good practice for me to sort of look for efficient matches. Like this is one match, one move here for this one. Two moves, 1, 2. But yeah, we have to be careful with the fragile gems. There's no fragile gems here to demonstrate. But yeah, if you move this one, so that's 1 crack, 2 cracks, 3 cracks. I cannot move this gem again. It will break. If you move it again, it will break. There's no penalty for breaking, it just breaks. If it was a level 2 gem, it would actually just go down a level instead of breaking. But since it's a level 1 gem, it actually just disappears off the board, which is useful, especially for things like daily challenges and stuff. Alright, we're gonna walk over to Mom, because that's where the cutscene is. So this whole time we've been writing letters back to our friends back in the tournament about the monster blight that's been going around. And they sent us a letter back saying, hey, this is an all-hands-on-deck emergency now. We need everybody available, including all former disgraced and disqualified contestants, to help solve this. That's us! So we're back in, for now. Assuming we can play nice. But also back in is the orc lady who we just broke up the fight with. We can mash this button. Usually, if you mash the button there, on any other day, you would go to the restaurant. You don't actually want to go to the restaurant most days, because the restaurant rush is actually by far the slowest. We are going to equip the bag back and the combo pan, and we will definitely be using that here in a little bit. Thorn says that the theme is use ingredients from a blighted monster. However, under the hood, there is no theme ingredient, so we're just going to serve up some stir-fried dew and jerky and grass.
All the flavors dance on. A true master.
I approve. Yes, good.
So Shiv is not happy that we're back at all, much less that we beat her with some jerky. Now we're doing sneaky night dealings, which is great. Ziggy is a necromancer, which is kind of weird. He can just like teleport and he's dead and he cooks? I don't really know. We need to do one more additional quick mini game in addition to the restaurant rush to get enough money to afford stuff. The hunt today is a good candidate. It is the one I previously would do. All I need is this king bean. I got you, Jelly Ghost. Jelly Ghost just wants a bean. Just a beanie boy. I love Jelly Ghost. I also love Ziggy's gigantic looking like diner food. Oh jeez. I've been forgetting all my splits. Oh well. Close enough. So yeah, we're doing some shady night dealings to try to figure out who's to go above and beyond, figure out who the actual culprit is behind the monster epidemic. This is the actual extra minigame I'm going to do. This is the combo pan tutorial. This is day 3 of having the combo pan, and here's the tutorial. Basically, for each match you get beyond the first, you get a combo meter. See, it says ×1, now it says ×2, now ×3. It will put a upgrade spot on the board, just like the poison did. It's in a checkerboard pattern, starting from the lower left.
I graciously accept.
And if you know where it's going to be, you can actually pull the dish off the heat, and it will automatically place and finish all remaining combos to be dispensed. So that's, I believe, the fastest. If you do that one well, the fastest single fastest single day. So this is the first day where we're going to use the combo pan. We are going to continue to abuse these starter ingredients, but I need a couple more pieces. Ooh, I got a double. No, I need the gourds. That's fine. I'm gonna make my famous candle gourd soup. I put the gourds in a very specific spot so that the poison matches in column 2. It's very important that the poison matches in column 2. And so that I can put them in such a way that I can multitask. Then I have enough time to come back, put the lantern fruit there. The column 2 poison lets me upgrade all those, shoot. That needs that. That dish might be fine without that 50 points. That 50 points is a big safety thing, because without that 50 points, I'm within range of losing.
Flavors in harmony.
317. 360. I would have lost. I would have had 310 if I didn't change my mind on that. You can pull the dishes back off afterwards. You don't have to, once you submit a dish, you can pull it back. You can switch them around. You can add, remove. But you can't really remove. There is a cutting board that lets you remove. Quetzal gave us a tea. Her tea gives you a bunch of extra mana. We will be equipping that. Simon gave us that bear carving, which gives us a bunch of extra inventory slots, which makes no sense. But we will be equipping that as well. But first, we have one more fight with Wise. He's the guy we cut in front of in line, and he's mad. Common's got my favorite outfit on again. We have to kill some voids at the top of the map. There's one at the top, one at the bottom of the map. It's another fight in the Skylands, another chance to try to teleport to the top. When that armor rock is... Ooh. When the armor rock, the big spinny boy, on the left is really close, sometimes the teleport will go to it instead of... Oh, come back. Sometimes the teleport will go to it instead of the upper level, so I have to like move to the right, which doesn't save nearly as much time. We're gonna do... Okay, this dish is done. Yeah, we needed the combo pan to upgrade 2 fires specifically. We could have matched all the fires and upgraded the 1 remaining fire. It's a little faster to skip the last match and just upgrade 2 of the remaining fires instead. It lets you do some multitasking while you're doing that. All right. Ziggy has found some interesting documents by sneaking around where he shouldn't be allowed to go. I don't remember what they say. Lab reports or some such. Our friends. That cat had a coin. I just robbed that cat. Okay, so I have 42 coins. I need 140 coins. And I need to get all of it right now in this restaurant rush. This restaurant rush pays significantly more than every other restaurant rush due to a dev oversight, is what they told me at the very least. Oh, it's shoot, green there. They had changed multiple times how this game worked at all. And apparently in one of the late versions of it, different dishes scored different amounts of points. You got a different tip depending on what dish it was. And they got rid of that because that was too complicated and not a lot of benefit. But they didn't change this day back. And so that's how this day works. So some of these dishes pay 2 coins, some pay 3, and some pay 5. And I have not seen a lot of the 5 paying one. On the first restaurant rush, there were 4 different dishes. There are 11 different dishes today. One of them does appear twice, so I guess it's technically 10. Oh, it's red there. I'm like, what did I do? Green, green, blue, red. I think that is the expensive dish. One more. We'll see if I got I needed like 100 points from that. 98 exactsies enough because I stole from that cat. Okay, well, let's go buy some books. Thanks, cat. Thanks for donating. I need 2 books. I need Speed, which sounds good for a speed run, and Vegetarian. And we're going to equip Speed over the and Vegetarian, and I also need to equip the Tea and Bear. So these books that I just got, what do they do? So Speed sounds good for a speed run. Will give me 75 points per dish that is worth 50 points or more at the 1 minute mark of the fight. Vegetarian will give me 75 points per dish that is no meat, except the theme ingredient doesn't count. So it can actually be all meat, but yeah, just no meat except for the theme ingredient. So that those 2 dues are already 50 points. So that dish is 125 points already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it this way so that I can multitask. I'm not even going to turn this in to match flavor because it is too much. It's an extra text box, and we are so far over on points because these bonuses stack up so high.
Exceptional.
Like, I put 2 lantern fruit. It's 55 points, not the theme ingredient, not the flavor, 147 points. Here you go, 2 water in the pan. That's it. Just some fried water, 130 points.
You're an inspiration. Flavors in harmony.
Some soup, not what you wanted, no theme ingredient. Corner, you know, plenty of points. We are so far over. So that is it. That is the last of the battles. You can pick and don't talk to people, Mina. You can pick and choose who you fight. It doesn't matter. The only thing that changes is what items you get in what order. And the only one that really matters is Caesar. And that's, we fight him on the first day where he will actually accept your challenge. So we are ready for the gauntlet, the final 3, Robuchon's Trial. Named in-game after Robuchon, the first battle chef named in real life after Jules Robuchon, the French chef with the most Michelin stars of anybody in history. Knife, spoon, and fork is our gauntlet. 3 lieutenants. The first fight is a dragon fight against Lieutenant Knife. We are going to kill the dragon this time. And this battle has a different mechanic. We are going to keep... It's 3 fights in a row, and we are going to keep our pantry between fights. So this dragon is scary. It hits hard. However, it's very predictable. So I want 4 tomatoes. I want that water sauce. I want that king bean. I want 4 tomatoes. Hopping down downslopes like that is actually the fastest way to move. Pop that poison. I don't actually need to pop the poison. I just don't like serving poison. That doesn't seem like the thing a battle chef does. So we are carrying over 4 tomatoes, 1 king bean, 1 water sauce to the next fight. And we're going to use all of them so that we don't even have to leave the kitchen. Armorock. Armorocks are those big armored turtle guys you saw earlier. They're real annoying. They've got like a spinning move. They shoot projectiles. They reflect magic. They slow you down if they hit you. Like, really just the worst. So we're not gonna bother. And they have a ton of hit points. They're easily the worst. So we are fighting for a place in the elite of the elite, the Battle Chef Brigade, the top in the nation in this world, against the elite lieutenants. And so our secret weapon is, yes, beanie water and wet tomato. Beanie water, wet maters wins. That's not the end of the gauntlet. There's one more. I love my beanie water and wet maters. So, we need all the inventory space we can get to get a full inventory. Why not start the... I did not. Interesting. Well, this will be interesting. I did stuff very out of order from what I usually do. I wonder if I have time for this. This is very tight timing. Okay, I do. Whoa, just barely enough time to do everything. No, put here, give to dish here. Thank you. Okay, so I I barely had enough time to do all of that.
Wonderful.
I forgot to start the dues before I left. And just little mistakes like that can really, really cause major problems. So this isn't a run with major game-breaking glitches. There's almost none. Also, that's an incredibly high score from Fork. Fork can score anywhere from like the mid 400s to like 600. That's like the top of his range, which is why we need. It's such a killer fight because we have to get so many points just to evade the top half of his range. But yeah, this isn't a game with game-breaking glitches. There's almost none. This isn't a game with frame-perfect execution. Most of the tricks and things are very forgiving. What it does reward is knowledge and speed and being able to fix your mistakes on the fly. So what we're doing now, Mina joined the Battleship Brigade. That's the end of Mina's story. What this is an interlude of what happened while Mina was at home. This is Thrash's story. Oops. So we're gonna play as Thrash. Whereas Mina was very, come on. Mina is very much like a rogue, quick, light, wind magic. Thrash is a berserker, fire, damage. He's got the sword, which absorbs ingredients. He's got the sword. We need to absorb 3 ingredients to enter berserk mode. And then we get a huge movement buff, huge damage buff. I don't need any of that. All I need to do is this.
Fine.
I chop on the next day. We're gonna fight Caesar again.
Crash. Caesar.
Caesar gave us his pan, which he claimed was his daughter's pan when she was a baby, so he gave us a little like baby pan. I don't need to do any of this. What am I doing? All right, so Thrash has his own stuff. Thrash, oh, I need that. Thrash starts with his own expertise book, Spicy. So we're gonna get a bonus for any dish that has 4 fire ingredients, and also these dried puffer fish. These dried puffer fish start with 2 level 3 fire ingredients, which is handy. So we made some gazpacho. In case you missed the recipe, here's how you make his gazpacho. You take some dried puffer fish and you add a tomato and cook for 1/10 of a second and serve. You don't need to remove the bones. You know, gazpacho. Everybody loves bones in their tomato soup. But yeah, Caesar has another pan. How handy. All the food in this game is glorious looking. Everything looks so tasty. Whereas Mina's dishes are based mostly on what in the real world, in the Earth world, we would call Chinese cooking. A mana stone, and I want this. I want the mana stone again. I want this berserk boost. Mina's dishes are based on Chinese cooking. Thrashes are based on Latin America, like this chicharrón chilindrón. Like Mexico, Latin America. So, oh geez, come back. So, Thresh got a letter from home saying his wife Ardia is sick with dark realm fever. He went to talk to Belchior and Kieran, and they said the only cure are the hearts of a Yoku. And kill a dragon. Here's how Thrash. Oh gosh, the counter missed. Thrash is a little more adept at killing stuff in berserk mode.
I think it's getting hotter in here by the second.
So here we are in the dark room. It's got a little bit of everything. We need to murder a little bit of everything. This berserk boost is going to let us not have to absorb ingredients all the time. What do we have left? Alright, so the Yoku is a big black steely bird. I'm gonna use the fire not only as damage, but as kind of a stun lock here. Which is the real reason I bought the Mana Stone, is to fire out extra fireballs just to keep it locked down. Keep forgetting to split. Been a while since I've played this game with a timer. All my runs have been practicing. So yeah, we get the hearts, and Belchior says we have to cook them down overnight. So we leave him in his lab overnight, and nothing could possibly go wrong. And as you might have guessed, something has gone wrong. The hearts have been stolen. Who could have done such a thing? Who could have stolen hearts, the things we need for our ailing wife? Well, let's cook some stuff to find out. I'm not sure how that's supposed to help find out. Here's a rumor that it's somebody with a red scarf. Let's see if we can find someone with a red scarf. We just passed by the final boss. Here's the person with the red scarf. I'm gonna quit that jerky I bought. Oi! The final boss of the game was shopping there. Just casually buying some stuff. You can talk to him. You have no idea who he is. Who's this guy? That's not the chairman. You're right. He's the head of an out-of-work acting troupe. And he's got our hearts. Why does the head of an out-of-work acting troupe have the legendary Yoku hearts needed to cure my wife? I don't know. But he does. So we're going to grab a Nochi fruit to make some Nochi fruit yogurt. In case you don't know the recipe for Nochi fruit yogurt, here it is. We're going to take some dried puffer fish. We're going to cook down some jerky. And we're going to add a Nochi fruit, cook for 1/10 of a second, and serve. You don't need to remove the bones. You know. Yogurt. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a lot like the gazpacho recipe from earlier, and you'd be wrong. The yogurt has jerky. It's also very spicy yogurt, which you like. So we get back one of the hearts. They have all the hearts, but they're unwilling to surrender them all. They're only willing to surrender one per day, per fight, per person, per coupon. So we need to collect them all over the next couple days. Pontita says that she heard a nasty rumor, so we're going to go follow her. And we're going to do the only jump in the game! The only glitch in the game! I forgot to jump! I tried to jump, I actually missed the jump. If you jump, here's a glitch. The only glitch that actually saves you time. If you jump there, oops. If you jump in front of that woman, you skip her dialogue. You like kind of glitch out a bit and just wriggle past her. And yeah, you skip the dialogue, but still get the pouch. This is another mandatory cooking section where we don't need the money. We do get paid, but we don't need the money. I usually stand over here in front of this trash can. I call it the thrash can. We contemplate life and talk about our day. That doesn't make for good television, so I would probably continue to cook, but it's another great time for donations, etc. Questions. Again, just like the others, these are randomly generated, just like they were in all Amina's stories, so I don't know what's coming up, and it's fun to do.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, dearie.
What? Oh, it's 3. Oh my gosh. I was all ready to move on, and it was not right.
Oh, this looks wonderful.
Surprisingly good.
Oops. Oh, come on. I just screwed it up. It takes forever to fix it. Ew.
This is so good.
I don't like the ones that use all 3 colors. That's kind of obnoxious. Again, I don't need money. I don't need anything. I'm not going to be buying or acquiring any other items for the thrash section. We have everything we need already. The fire book, the fire pot, or we don't even need the fire pot. We got Caesar's pot. We have a fire oven, which we will be using in the next fight. I'll go over how that works. I got another puzzle to do, though. The later puzzles are a little tougher because you can fail them. If you cook things in the wrong order or put the wrong thing in that upgrade timer, you can't get the required amount of points. There's a lot of ways to get to the right solution, but a lot of wrong ways too. So I just try to do one that maximizes, you know,
Try me.
make sure that we're always matching something as much as we can. So this is Lotta, and like that handy graphic show, we're going to be cooking some lapizard, which are kind of the lizard things in the underground here. And we're going to be using the oven for the first time. Cook down this jerky. So my ingredient list is 2 lapizard pieces. Does not matter which 2. 2 lapizard pieces and a lantern fruit. The lantern fruit's going to go in this oven. So the lantern fruit cannot be rotated. If I rotate that lantern fruit at all, the gems will break and go down a level. But what the oven does is it slowly upgrades. In the fire oven, in this case, it's actually quite quickly upgrades the specific type of gem. In this case, the fire gem. And it does it pretty quickly. So it upgrades the 2 fire gems in the lantern fruit. Combine that with the starter ingredients and the puffer fish. And we got enough. And the book, the spicy book. And we got enough points to win this fight. Hopefully. Got the Heart of Water. And we have no more mini games to do. We have no more puzzles to solve. No more restaurants to cook. No more hunts to hunt. We're down to the final 3 fights of the game. First, we need to acquire our Heart of Fire. They're telling us to go get him, and who is behind the theft of our Heart of Fire? A fight! Alright. Surprise! It was me, Dio. Dio is our opponent. And we'll have 3 judges for battle. Squickle. And we are mad that this has taken so long, and we are angry. We're going to be in a permanent Berserk timer. It usually doesn't make sense to enter Berserk, but we get it for free. And our timer is this ruby jerky. We're going to put a ruby jerky in the oven, and I want to be done with every dish by the time those gems are done upgrading. It's 8 upgrades. So 1, 2, 3, a counter jump, 1 fireball and a couple hits, and the dragon is down. I want 2 squickle pieces. I want a king bean. I want another squickle piece. And I want another king bean. And the cooking goes like this. Dragon heart in the right. We're gonna rotate it, put 2 king beans there. Gonna put the dragon steak on there. It's there. Squickle stomach here. Room for this. Pull it off the heat. There's 4 fire, 4 earth. She gets that. She's happy. This guy, 4 fire from the pufferfish squickle. And we are done with 1, 2, 3 seconds to spare to get 4 fire for that lady. I do not necessarily need to wait for that. But it is a huge amount of safety. Dio has a huge point range, just like Fork. All the 3 judge fights have a huge point range. Because it's kind of plus or minus a certain amount of points per dish. So over 3 dishes, that adds up to a ton. Dio can also score over 600 points. So he scored 475. I scored 680. I could have like skipped a ton. But like I said, he can score over 600 points. He can score like over 620 points. It's just completely random what his score is. So that's what I'm preparing for, is, you know, a high score like that. Besides, it takes a certain amount of time to just get that many points anyway. It was 3 seconds. Waiting for that last gem was 70 points for that 5 seconds-ish of waiting. So we get the final heart. We make the cure. We head back home. Our wife is saved. And they're back. Our acting troupe has fallen in love with our story. We've won their hearts over. We've taken their hearts from them. One final battle, this time against our wife. I don't want to be battling our wife, but we don't have a choice. Same thing. This time, however, I do want... I do want a Berserk. Same fight, Dragon, 1, 2, 3, counter. And the ingredient list is almost identical. I'm not going to kill Squickle because that's not the theme. His little like neutral air is, there's the heart, is great for pulling the beans up. I'm gonna put the shank there, actually. That'll put an extra fire there. You get the chorizo. I am gonna pull that up because I do not need to wait for this one. The other one was a ton of points because that was the 4th fire gem for a 50-point bonus. This has plenty of fire gems. I do not need to wait. Kids get their spicy pancakes. They're happy.
Stupendous. My taste buds will enjoy.
And we have successfully defeated our wife in a cooking battle. She has agreed to buy us new cookware. We do not have to watch over the kids while she enjoys exploring Brigade Town. But we have unfinished business. The squad does their best Charlie's Angels pose. Bam! That was really quick. We're off. We've gathered enough evidence to confront Rixel for his crimes for starting the monster epidemic. But first, Mina has to fight this stupid steel bird. Alright, same thing. I'm gonna use... I am hitting it. Whoa! Okay. On my controller and I hit it. It's really annoying. Here, because we're skipping all the text super early, so sorry about that. Rixel has demanded a trial by cooking because that is, of course that's a thing. All 3 speeds is enough ingredients. And we have to do things a little differently than we usually do. So I've done this dish before, where I stagger this time. Use do that. So we did get all 3 speed with actually plenty of time to spare. Falling in the lava is actually surprisingly not a big deal. I have too many ingredients, so I have to be... drop a sauce. I needed to pick up exactly 1 sauce, and I picked up 2. Oh, I didn't. I did have room. Ah, shoot. Whatever. Same soup. It's back. In soup.
Outstanding. The flavor.
Quite delicious. Flavors enhanced.
Scrumptious. Lovely. Woohoo!
And